Hi and welcome back to David Tom Creations channel. This week is just a bit of news about the Soundwide intro bundle on Plugin Boutique. Now I did kind of go over another offer by Soundwide, which is a collaboration between Native Instruments, Izotope and Brainworx. So this one is 45 quid, but the list price is £2,000. And if you think they're joking, well, they're not really, no, because a lot of this stuff is pretty expensive. So you get the whole, what they call the Izotope Suite. So you get elements, ozone, RX, elements, ozone, neutron, nectar, which is a kind of suite. You get Trash 2 and you get Vocal Synth 2. Now I've got ozone, neutron, and Trash 2, and I think I did the trial for Vocal Synth 2 as well. Yeah, so the element suite, so is those four. So that is $200 on its own, and the vocalizer 2 is where are we? Vocal Synth 2 is $200 as well. So that's $400 right away. So you can see they're not really taking the Michael about the overall price, because a lot of time you think, well, there's no way that's $2,000. And if you have a look at Massive, so Massive is normally £129 for the original Massive, which gives you 1,300 presets. So that is not bad. Plus, obviously, you can buy loads of. I mean, I've got loads of expansions for Massive through Complete 13. So like I said, they've actually, they're promoting this offer as well. So this one's available until June the 15th. So you've got a bit longer, because the last one was like in and out in about 2 weeks. So this is what, the 12th of May. So you've got over a month to get this one. And to be honest, if you haven't got any of this stuff, it is pretty good. I mean, it's a massive program. Yeah, there's an awful lot you can do with it, and I haven't really spent a lot of time with it. But it is a bit of a classic. And like I said, there's tons of expansions, and a lot of time they'll come up for free as well. And then Brainworx is giving away. Well, hang on, let's go back. Brainworx is giving the digital V3, the subsynth, the console N, stereo maker, delay tune 2500, and Native Instruments. You're also getting Guitar Rig 6 LE, and I have the full version of Guitar Rig 5 and 6, and I've done a video on how you can use that with other things apart from guitars. So I'll leave a link to that, and I'll leave a link to the Neutron Elements video that I've done from the last one. I was going to let you have a look at Ozone Elements and also Massive and Guitar Rig, and kind of, because that's the one I don't have any of these ones. But like I said, if we look at and Brainworx stuff is available through the Plugin Alliance. So the subsynth, which is quite a cool one, is $150 as well. So console N is $299 as well, and that looks pretty comprehensive. So like I said, there's a fair amount, and I think most of the other ones are going to be stereo maker, delay, and they're probably all going to be like a couple hundred. So there's the delay, $2,500, so that's $200. Yeah, so like I said, you're getting a fair amount for 45 squid, which is, so like about Plugin Boutique, $55 or €52. And I don't think we need yen. So yeah, so like I said, basically cheap. Like I said, especially if you don't have any of the Izotope stuff, because I use Ozone quite a lot, I have to say. Right, so we're going to close down Safari and open up Logic, and we'll show you some of the stuff that is included in this bundle. Right, so if we just, I'm just going to pick a bit of this. Right, so that's what it sounds just without anything. So if we switch Ozone on and go to Master Assistant. So I've got this intensity on the low because this is quite, obviously the synth stuff has quite a strong signal, so it doesn't really need beefed up that much. And then we're on streaming, and then we go to next, and then just play audio. Right, we're getting set. So you can see the equalizer, imager, we can switch that on. Maximizer. So you can go in, and if you don't like this, you can go in and change it to digital, which it is. It should be digital. You can also change it to stereo or left right, and then just play around with it. Plus it does have a bunch of presets. So there is all-purpose mastering. So you can, if you want something specific, you can like for instance added focus. Close that. Yep. And then you can just go through these. You've got all forward, clean limiting. And on and on. So there's loads of presets. I normally just use the assistant thing, and it's normally pretty good. So that is, in fact, we'll just leave it on that. So that is Ozone Elements, and then we've got Trash, and ignore that. It keeps coming up for some reason. Right, so this is Trash, and it's been around for quite a while. So basically, it's for distorting either audio or samples or whatever. Right, so we'll try this bit. So you can have two stages. So one stage is on, you can either go to shape or filter. So if we stick with one stage and we go to, so you've got distort, drive, faulty, fuzz, heavy, retro, and saturate. I don't know if I can make this bigger. I can't. So if we go to distort, and then I've got it on electric trash. So right, so we'll switch it on. And then we could try amp drainer. Right, so what we can do is we can switch stage 2 on and then go to drive, and then we can bring in a dystopia. I like a bit of dystopia. Let's see what this sounds like. Right, so you get the idea. So it's not something that I've actually ever used on a track, but I thought I'd just show you it anyway. Right, so we'll switch that off. So that is some of the ones that you get from Izotope. Let's see. So this is massive, and it works through complete control. So you would need to you get that set up as well, and that's free. So yeah, so this is massive. I've got some triads in C major. So if I just move that back to there. So that is acid bass. Right, which is not very exciting. Right, so what we can do is we can switch the ARP on and muck around with it. So you can see you've got 3 oscillators and they're all switched on, that little blue light. So they're all switched on, and you've got modulation oscillator, you've got noise, you've got feedback, you've got filter 1, filter 2, and then amp, effects 1, and all this other malarkey. You've got inserts, macro control, global, routing, voicing. Oh, it's just too much. And like I said, you've got tons of presets within the preset, if you see what I mean. So you can change all these oscillators. So you've got basic, analog, electric, digital hybrid, effects, chords, and pulse width, modulation, and sync. And then you've got pitch, and then you can adjust these, intensity, amp, whatever. And then you can just slide and drag change the pitch. So for instance, let's just muck about with some of this. So let's change this to escalation 1, escalation 2. What you can do is if you, like I said, if you buy other, say Complete 13, you get an absolute ton of other expansions. So I think Massive comes with a Massive Factory and probably maybe 1 and 2. I'm not sure because it's a while since I've obviously updated this. So like I said, all these Chromatic Fire, Deep Matter, these are all High Sea and Sky. These are all expansions that I've got through buying Complete 13. And I also have Massive X as well, which is the newer version. But like I said, this does come even on the factory bank. I'll show you the factory bank. So you have got literally thousands of presets, and you can see all the different categories. So you've got bass, brass, drums, flutes, organs. So let's try an organ, a dusty old organ. So you get your sample. Right, let's see what that sounds like. Oh, hang on. Double click. Right. Hang on, let's take the ARP off. So there we go. Let's do some more pianos actually. Let's try digital domain. Or Rhodes. That's better. So see, you can pretty much do anything you want with this. I mean, the amount of controls you've got is ridiculous. That's actually quite a nice Rhodes, that. Like I said, I've not really used this much. Right, let's try some synth pads. Try Big and Blue. Give it a go. So yeah, I mean, like I said, if you do want a synth that pretty much can do anything, like I said, this is what did I say it was? 200. 130 is it? Massive, which is pretty cheap. Well, Massive X is a bit more expensive, I think. So yeah, so like I said, these are just your standard factory ones. I mean, there's a lot of nice stuff. Keep forgetting. So you can just switch some of these stuff off. You can switch the modulation off, the noise. Adjust the intensity. Change the pitch. So like I said, you can spend hours faffing about with this. Right, we'll whack on guitar rig. Right, so this is guitar rig. In fact, let's move that over there. Right, that's better, I think. Right, so this is guitar rig. So I said I'm already in the kind of bass sections. You can have bass, drums, guitar, whatever you want. You don't have to use this, but you can use that as an input source. And then these are all the presets. So we'll put on Dirty Studio Bass. We'll double click that, and you can see that is what is coming up. So we'll just play this if we can see where we are. So we'll play it without. Right. Right, we'll switch the ARP on. Right, so let's try this one. And you can see everything that it loads in. So and obviously you can just wax the little drive up. Right, so let's try something else. In fact, let's try, we'll put some piano keys through it, just. Right, so we'll try and beef this up a bit. Right, and we'll go to synth, and then we'll put on electric pad, just for a matter of interest. Right. Without. That might be a wee bit too much. We'll try it without the ARP actually. Let's just try. Does that sound like without? Right, it's already got quite a bit of doodah on it. Right, let's try Dharma. Right, that's nice. Let's see if we can screw this up. Right. Age tape delay. Right, so that's not ruined it anyway. So like I said, you can pretty much use guitar rig with anything. Either MIDI, audio, whatever you want. And as well, you can just switch these off and on. So like for instance, we could just solely have the tape echo and hear what that sounds like. Or replica. That is quite nice. Right, because that's got nothing on it basically. Right, so what are we going? Keys. Creamy snowflakes. Right. Not really sure that helped. Let's try Silver Phase. Sounds good, but is it? Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? That's a hell of a lot. We've got ROM, we've got 2 cyc delays, we've got phases and the VC76. So we'll whack up the phaser a bit. We could take one of these off. Let's take both of them off and see what happens. Right. It's quite nice. Well, I'd say we'll actually put guitar through it. Let's see all those Beckle guitars. Right. Guitar synth. That's not guitar. I'll put the harp on. Right. Not necessarily guitar, I think, but right. So, right. High gain breather, fire breather. This is a cool one. This should sound pretty good. That's more like it. It's an actual fucking guitar. So yeah, so you can see that is pretty. We've gone from everything. We've gone from keys to lead guitar, from bass, you name it. So yeah, so like I said, just getting those two. I mean, obviously you don't get quite as much in the LE version, but you do get a fair amount. And like I said, you can upgrade to this for 90 quid or something. So like I said, if you've got a guitar, it's basically a no-brainer. But like I said, I've used it with synths and all sorts. And like I said, I'll leave a link to the video that I did about this. Right, so that is basically what you're getting for 45 quid in the Soundwide intro bundle. And like I said, if you do not have any of those, it's worth it, because they are all a lot more than £45. And it's worth it, I would think, for the native instrument stuff and for the first 4 isotopes and vocal synth. I mean, I would possibly get it just for vocal synth if I didn't already have most of the rest of it. Because to be honest, I'm not really that bothered about any of the Brainworx stuff. But for the isotope stuff and native instruments, I would buy it. So you've got a month to get this. So anyway, thanks for watching. And as usual, if you are enjoying these videos, like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you later. Bye for now.